In a world where the climate grows hotter, rains more erratic, and soils ever more tired, a quiet revolution is taking root. Not in laboratories, not in skyscrapers, but in the forests. This is not a fantasy. This is the future of food. A tree-based society rooted in abundance, not scarcity. What if your food didn't rely on fragile seasons or expensive irrigation? Meet the forgotten staples of a resilient planet. Mesquite, a leguminous tree from the deserts of the Americas. Mayanut, once sacred to the ancient Maya. Mahua, revered across central India for its nourishing blossoms. Carob, the chocolate of the Mediterranean, drought-hardy and rich. Mongongo, the survival tree of southern Africa. These are not just supplements. They can be staples, caloric, rich in fats, proteins, and minerals. And unlike wheat or rice, they don't need tilling, plowing, or daily watering. Let's be clear. These trees are not drought-tolerant. They are drought-proof. In Rajasthan, mesquite thrives where barely 200 millimeters of rain falls. Mongongo trees survive years of drought in the Kalahari. Mahua blooms after the dry season, just as the monsoon approaches. Carob can grow without irrigation in semi-arid hills. And Mayanut forests grow in poor soils, shaded under a canopy, requiring no chemical input. These trees laugh in the face of water scarcity. Let's step back. Did you know that only 11% of Earth's land is arable, meaning suitable for plowing and crop growing? And of that, a third is already degraded. Our current food system is built on a shrinking foundation. Chemical inputs, irrigation, and fossil fuels keep it going. But for how long? And while we chase yields from shallow-rooted crops, the deep-rooted trees are quietly building fertility, resilience, and food. Globally, less than 5% of agriculture is tree-based. Let that sink in. On a planet where trees can grow food, shade the soil, hold water, and fix carbon, we've reduced them to timber and fuel wood. But imagine if even 10% of agriculture was perennial and forest-based. It could expand food production into non-arable lands, reduce irrigation needs by over 80%, restore biodiversity, and most importantly, feed more people with fewer inputs. Let's talk about nutrition. Mesquite pods are high in protein, iron, calcium, and fiber, low glycemic and gluten-free. Mayanut has more calcium than milk, more folate than spinach, and is a complete... Mahua flowers are sweet, mineral-rich, and contain bioactive compounds. Carob is rich in antioxidants, iron, and polyphenols without caffeine or oxalates. Mongongo nuts? They beat almonds in vitamin E and essential fatty acids. These are not fallback foods. They are superior staples waiting to be recognized. By 2050, the world will need to feed nearly 10 billion people, with less arable land, less water, and greater climate chaos. Tree crops are the only system that expands into the 89% of land that isn't arable, provides food security without irrigation, and builds soil, not depletes it. A mesquite tree can yield 40 kilograms of pods per year, enough to make flour for a family. A mature mahua tree can feed and support multiple households. Mongongo groves without a single plow or fertilizer can sustain entire communities. And they do it year after year, for centuries. Tree-based foods aren't just ecological, they're economic. Mesquite flour fetches premium prices in the U.S. health market. Carob is already a cocoa substitute in Europe and the Middle East. Mayanut is being rediscovered by indigenous communities as a baby food and superfood. Mahua's potential stretches from sweeteners to medicinal wines. Mongongo oil is now part of global skincare, while the nut remains a staple. Imagine the value chains, the jobs, the livelihoods rooted in these forests. These trees are not just about food. They are culture. They are medicine. They are memory. In central India, Mahua is sacred. In Africa, Mongongo is survival. In Mesoamerica, Mayanut was a royal crop. By reviving tree agriculture, we honor tradition and heal the land. You don't need 100 acres. You don't need a tractor. You can start with a mesquite on your boundary, a mahua in your backyard, a carob hedge in your school, a Mayanut forest patch in your community, a Mongongo nursery in your village. Each tree is a step toward a resilient, abundant future. We stand at a crossroads. On one path, water scarcity, soil loss, climate collapse. On the other, trees that feed us, forests that cool us, staples that grow without destruction. The choice is not easy, but it is clear. Let the world chase yields. We will plant resilience. This is not a return to the past. It's a leap into a better future, where food grows on trees, and no one goes hungry, even in the hardest seasons. Welcome to the tree-based society. Welcome to a future worth growing.